It's Hawkey, and welcome to Alone, the podcast where we always live outside normal expectations. We're gonna talk about pain. I'm gonna start to learn talking to my friends and shit. We all go through our shit. We all go through our shit, and we all tell ourselves like, oh, it could be worse, but we still in our shit. You know what I mean? And I used to feel some kind of way, but I feel like I'm becoming a glutton for pain. Like I think I kind of enjoy overcoming these obstacles. I guess you could say. I mean, it's a part of life. Nobody's gonna get through this, get by on a life journey, a human experience, without going through no tribulations. Like you gonna have that. That's is a part of life. And some people feel like they get it more than others. And for me, I was one of those people. I used to feel like because of my circumstances or how things had went, I was supposed to be a certain way. Like accept this because this was going to happen or this didn't happen. You know what I mean? But I'm 37 now. I'm learning that like life's challenges sharpens the tool to fight our inner demons, and we have to be the ones to forge them tools. We have to be the ones to say like, by any means, we're going to get to the things that we want to do. Because that's a lot of times the challenges come from when like a lot of times we're trying to do things and we think are positive for our life, and even though life might not tell us this, in our mind we're like, oh, this is we're trying to positive. No matter how it is, a motherfucker selling drugs ain't thinking about getting everybody hooked. They thinking about making that money. You know what I mean? It's just about making that money. So you have to forge the tools. Like you have to tell yourself what you want from this life and get it. And don't be afraid of the challenges that come because they're gonna come, man. And I say I'm a glutton for pain because it feels like I would do things alone, like alone, literally alone. Like I will struggle alone. I will starve alone. Like I will be here. I will cry alone. I will work alone. I will fail by myself. I don't know how to ask or accept help. Like I just feel like it's my problem, my burden. Like I don't, and I'm not saying that like I'm stronger than anybody else. Cause in a lot of these situations, man, it might have been easier for me to get out of situations if I'd have just said something. You know what I mean? But it's not about me. I'm not want to talk about me not saying anything. I want to talk about that fight, that strength that it takes to get through these type of things. Like, I'm a single dad, and been a single dad for years. I'm paying child support for other kids. I got 6 kids at home. I got 2 staying with me right now, and I pay child support for all of them, even for one here. And I don't know, I just never could be the type to say like, give me child support. I'm just the type like I know it needs to be done, so I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just try to do it the best I can. Like if I ask you for it and you don't have it, what did that get me? They're like, oh, but what if they did have it? Then they should already be doing it. I'm not asking a stranger. We're not talking about a stranger. Like for my kids' mom, like I pay my child support, no problem. And it ain't cheap. It breaks my heart every time I see my check like that, but I know it's for the right reasons. Now do I think like it's a fair amount? Maybe not. But that's our relationship, and that's something we deal with on our own. We're not here for that. But being a single dad, I have seen and learned a lot from both sides of the system. And I don't know, like I tried to get a check. I got a check. I got one check. One fucking welfare check. What happened was I got custody of my son. I ended up losing my job maybe 2 months after. And I'm a person, I don't wait for shit to just pile up on me. I'm a go out there. So I went to go get the check, thinking like I'm gonna get the check, and I'm gonna just keep it going. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just get the check, and then I'm gonna get a job until I get a job. But then I get this. I'm on to this. I add myself to the system, and I started seeing stuff that I didn't. I understood the trap it was. Like, you think these niggas talk about, like, when they say the trap, the government not on the backside laughing, like, yeah, it's a trap. It's something to keep y'all where y'all at. Some of y'all, like, we okay with the minuscule few, the 1 or less than 1% that may get through the system and make it out. Because we'll get the other 99.8% of them, 99.999% of them locked up making money for us. You know what I mean? Because this is the only place where prison is for profit. So when I saw that, like, I'm talking about, like, you gotta be here 7, like, you work a job, doing the most mundane things, cutting up paper, sorting through, like, magazines and shit like that, like, stuff that you could have actual machines do. Like, they make shredders. They make shredders. They make these bitches big as fuck. They shred up goddamn motherfucking trees and shit. And you telling me you can't take all of this paper and throw it in one of them wood chippers and shred this shit up, but you got us in here cutting it up and saying this is the way we earn our check. So I did the math. Once I did the math on how much they give you, plus how many hours they require you to be here, and it is, and on top of that, it's all business hours. It's all the hours when you want to go to a job and talk to the manager about a job. This is those times they require you to be here. And if you're not here, you gotta have all this paperwork signed. You know how crazy it is to be at a job saying like, "Hey, I wanted to talk to the manager." The manager and he could like, "Oh, I can't really give you a whole interview, but we can set up an interview." All right, cool. Can you sign this paper because I get a welfare check, and if they don't see this sign that I'm trying to get a job, they gonna cut my check because I didn't show up today because I was looking for a job. That blew my mind. It blew my mind. I felt like a mouse in a glue trap. But I was getting the fuck out of there. I'm talking about, I got one check, I got the fuck out of there. I just stopped going and got out on the grind. Because like, and they only give you 36 months. And it's people in there talking to me about like, writing it out, how to get through the system and this and that, like, and I'm not saying it disrespectfully for them, because I know some people are just, they use the system for what they need. I just felt like using the system drew you into it, like it made you more susceptible to need more assistance. Like, you like, oh, these 36 months, yeah, you can use it, get out here, get you an education or something, but most people just writing it out. Not only do they give you the check, then you can get the housing, and they'll give you food. So basically, you saying if I just keep coming doing this dumbass shit, talking to these friendly people, you gonna take care of it. And then they cut it off for the littlest shit. And once I saw that, man, I had to get out. I grinded the whole time, man. I'm talking about, but I believe, this is why I think I'm a glutton for pain. Because I believe when you allow yourself to rise the occasion, you will. Before that, I had a Section 8 apartment. Let's go back a little bit. I had a Section 8 apartment, man. I had it for a couple of years. I was riding it out, then I got custody of my son, and that moment made me think. Like, all my life, I saw my mom be on HUD, because that's what she had to do. Like, she had me older, and she wasn't as well as some of most parents her age was. She God rest her soul, she ended up dying of cancer later in her life. She did live to be 72, but like it wasn't easy. Let's just put it like that. So watching that and seeing her having to go through that, and I saw how like my friends' parents, how they had a house and they paid for their house and they bought stuff and they went on trips, and when I got my son, I wanted him to see that part of life. I wanted him to see somebody grind. And on top of that, there was a scenario that happened when I was going to court in the beginning. When I first was going to court for custody, and there was a scenario. He was always talking about this truck he was going to buy. He was always talking about this truck he was going to buy. And I was like, shit, how you going to buy this truck? I'm all about I'm about money. You know, I'm about being focused, at least setting these goals and how to get to them and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to instill with him. That's what I am trying to instill into him. He said with the check I get every month. I said, oh no, you got the game fucked up. You think that is the way to be okay in the world. Like, no, they give you literally the bare minimum. And that ain't even it. I'm talking about they give you the littlest amount. Like, there's people out there working on injury to not get disability. And I just started to find this out. Motherfuckers did that job hurting. But they like, shit, they told me to go on disability, but I ain't no life for real. They ain't gonna give you enough money to even buy a car all like that. Like, you might be able to get you a little beater if you good with money, save it. Damn it, got my mic, my bad job. But saving some money and shit, proper, you can always get something depending on how determined you are. But man, I guess most of my life I've done it alone. Like growing up, you know what I'm saying? I grew up alone. Like I had brothers and sisters, but they was out the house. My brother was in jail. My sister was out living her life. She was grown already. She was out living her life. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have, like, I had one cousin, we was real close, but my other cousin, we didn't really hang out like that. My mom didn't have a lot of, you know what I'm saying, people over and stuff, so I grew up alone. I played alone, like, I kind of was like a single child, only child. But I guess I can say a single child, because I wasn't the only one. I knew my sister. I didn't really know my brother, I knew my sister. But I mean, it was more. I was more by myself. I learned alone. All the things I had to learn growing up, like I learned them alone. I bumped my head. Nobody tried to teach me nothing. I don't even know at that point if I could have been receptive of it, because I had already at that point I did so much alone. The struggle to be my mom went through, and I had to go through and do some things as a kid that, like, I had to worry about things as a kid that I shouldn't have. But I did. And I think all of this is, I'm not down in anything. I'm not down in anybody. I appreciate every person and every situation I have been through in my life. Understand that. This is what this is about. Please don't think I'm complaining or I'm trying to get sympathy. Like, no, like, I want you to understand that, like, we're going to struggle. Accept that struggle. I even learned that in numerology, the number 5, or astrology, I got to talk to my friend about it. I'll come back to y'all on another podcast. But the number 5 means like kind of hardship and going through struggle and getting through it. And I'm J5. I'm Jesse Hawk the 5th. I got it tatted on my arm like 4 times. I am fine. Like, bring the challenges on. Make me stronger. Please. I applaud anybody who go through, who have been able to kind of go through their struggles, fight through the valley, and come out and still maintain your humbleness and appreciation for life. Because I could have been some bitter chip on my shoulder, fuck everybody, somebody, but I still saw the beauty in everything. Like, I still see the beauty in people who've done me wrong. You know what I mean? But that's only because I know what it's like, because I fought and because I struggled. I know how easy it is to end up on the underside of positive and negative, to end up on the negative side. It's easy as hell. A word can destroy, can burn a bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, a word can cripple a person. Are you the person, like, that fight or flight thing, bro? Like, I love it. And I go to the gym and I use that when I try to motivate people. I tell them, like, okay, the weight heavy. How you want to go through life? Decide this. How you want to go through life? Because you going to have to work. No matter what. Like, how you want to go through it? You just want to pick up 5 pounds and just do that for the rest of your life because it's easy and you feel like you're doing so much? Or you going to be the person that kind of say, like, I can only live 100, but put 110 on there. And then when they get on top of you, you're gonna give up. When it feel heavy, when you feel like you gotta put some in it, is you gonna let that bitch clap on you, or you gonna be like begging for help? Hey, 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 hey. You know what I'm saying? Where the spider at? Where the spider at? Help, help. Thing is, remember that spotter next time you in a struggling situation. Remember that. Like, we all got a spotter, man. We all got a spotter, bro. They there. Some of them are not so quick to jump on it because they know you trying to get somewhere. They know you trying to fight. Them your true spotters right there. You got them other spotters that's kind of like just want to kind of just be around and do the bare minimum. As soon as they see you struggle, they don't worry about it. They ain't inducing to your growth. You know what I mean? So when that weight get heavy, you gonna push, and when that spotter there, he gonna help you. And I say help when you need it. When you need it. Some people don't get that. They don't get the rewards that they want because they require their spotter to do more work than they are. And then when that spotter moving on and moving up, and they're like, damn, what the fuck? Hey, dude, this was your workout, bro. This is your work. Get it in. When they got on top of you, you begged for niggas to just get it off. You didn't want help. You wanted somebody to relieve you. You know what I mean? So, I think subconsciously, I have fallen in love with the pain I have gone through. And the pain I'm going to go through. I'm not going to cause anything. I'm not going to purposely sabotage myself. But I do kind of know I do things that kind of more riskier, especially with finances. I'm not the best with finances. My mom was a gambler, so she didn't really have a sense. She didn't teach about credit or saving, budgeting, like, so this all stuff I learned by myself. I kind of grew up watching. I was very observant. And I think that's what helps too. Being aware of the problems that come so you can learn the lessons that come with them. So I guess this really is like a thank you to the world, to all the people that gave me the scars that I have. Like, them the people I'm gonna appreciate today. All the things and people and situations that scarred me. Thank you. Thank you. You have formed a beast. You have formed an enormous being, and he's still growing. Man, if it wasn't for those things, I wouldn't have unlocked the person that's sitting in front of you, and the person that I'm excited to meet one day. Because there's so much more than. Let me rephrase that. We are so much more than the problems we go through. We make our situations, we make our decisions, we let our situations decide who we are. I love, like, I got cousins, I love broken, ugly people with confidence. Because, like, nothing breaks them. Like, they will triumph no matter what, because fuck you. What's that movie with Amy Schumer? I don't know how to say her name. I Am Pretty. It's like a girly flick, but watch with your girl and pay attention because she believed there could be nothing to stop her, and she was over everything. Other people started to believe it and helped her kind of get that status. Like, the universe will answer. Like, if you fight, you will be rewarded, man. And I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all of you, all the people that gave me shit, all the people that gave me a hard time, all the people that didn't let me slide. Thank you. Thank you for helping me fortify me and sharpen my tools. Because now I'm battling with my inner demons like a demon slayer, because I feel like I'm just tackling so much every day, shadow work after shadow work after shadow work, man. It's exciting. It's exciting. What challenge you got next? Come on. What's next? Ha 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 ha. Got that work for you. Smoke for whatever. So when I say like, got that smoke for whatever you wanna bring. I don't care what happens, man. I'm gonna find a way to triumph. You know what I mean? In my way. It may have took me some years to kind of put myself in a mental state, to get in a mental state, to be able to put my passion somewhere. You know what I mean? Because doing a lot of stuff alone, you kind of have to find out a lot of stuff alone later, kind of, because it's like nobody's like, when I tell my sons a lot of stuff all the time about life. You know what I mean? Especially about the struggle, how you gonna come out to shit, and a lot of the day you don't get. But when that situation come up, my dad said this. See, having that is a lot. You know what I mean? So appreciate the things that you have to go through, man. Cause ain't nobody got to the top without starting at the bottom. Period. Not nobody good in my mind. The people who are given like somebody who's given an escalator for half the ride and then walk the rest of the way, I don't think they appreciate it as much. I don't think they are rewarded with as much life life riches, like self-wealth. Like when you get it out the mud and you get it and you triumph through the challenges and you battle, and I ain't saying you have to do it alone. No. I just use that to kind of formulate how I've always been a glutton for pain and going through stuff alone, struggling alone, fighting alone, all that stuff. So that was my journey. Would I pick it again? Like, no, I probably would save some more, or I would tell other people, let's see. I don't like to say like I would do anything again because I love who I am now. And if I wouldn't have had those experiences and did them the way I did, I wouldn't have became this. So I would say to the other people, like, don't allow your ego or the lack of faith in people, because that was my thing. I lost faith in people a long time ago, so I just did it alone. My problem, my burden. You know what I mean? So, kind of forgot where I was going with that, but we get to just, but remember, man, just remember, pressure can bust pipes or make diamonds. How hard are you willing to push back? Life gonna push. How hard are you willing to push back? Thank you again for tuning in to Alone, the podcast. Hoggy! And I'm out.